when you do a gesture drawing, I want you to hold lightly onto your pencil, and I want you to think of like you're almost like a pinball, and you're in a pinball machine. And if you don't know what a pinball machine is, boy, you better go find an arcade and play a couple pinball games. But a pinball bounces around on the inside of of a a pinball machine, and so what we want to do is quickly draw the outer edges, and then just jump around and get a look at this face. So if you want to watch me first, I'm going to do mine in 2 minutes. Watch me do it, and then I will let you loose to do it for 2 minutes. Okay, so here we go. We're at right about now. Okay, so this is going to be just a quick gesture. Apologize for the coughing. All right, I'm just kind of jumping around here. Using the side of my pencil. What this gesture will end up having you do, look at that, I'm about 1 minute in right now. This will help you quickly like get an idea of what's going on. It'll get you used to looking at this head, because if you jump in like cold, you know, it's like any kind of somebody who is warming up, you know, an athlete or a musician, right? What do I got? I got about 30 seconds left here. Just jumping around here, trying to get some feel for what's going on, so I kind of have an idea. I've got about 20 seconds left. Don't worry what it looks like. The more you do these, the better they get. And I got 5 seconds left. All right. There's my quick gesture. Get ready. Get set. And go. Your turn. 2-minute gesture. Go as quick as you can. 2-minute gesture here. Two-minute gesture. Just kind of jump around, look to the edges. Look to the edges of your drawing. Then jump right in and grab those features. Don't overthink it. Just jump from place to place. You're kind of trying to draw a bit of a contour drawing, but super fast. A contour drawing is when you look to the outline of things and you let your hand and pencil kind of follow what you see. This will loosen you up, get you familiar with what you're drawing, and make the whole process easier. Okay, keep going now. We've got just over a minute. Don't judge yourself. This is just to get you getting a feel of what this thing's going to look like. We got about 45 seconds. I'm going to start this on a new page. Got about 30 seconds now. So speed it up. Go quickly. Go quickly. Get as much as you can in. Speed is the game. You're not trying to look for accuracy. You're just going after it as fast as you can. 10 seconds. Get your final marks on the page. And time's up. How'd that go? I hope that went well for you. All right, now let's slow it down and take this one step at a time. Okay, so let's talk about getting our facial proportions in first. All right, so in my page here, let's go ahead and start. I'm going to kind of draw almost like a modified Andrew Loomis approach to drawing a head. There's some slight differences. There's Anne. Okay, so this is a sphere, right? And the first thing I want to do on this is to get the position of my brow line. Your brow line is key. So let's come in here and just, there's my brow line. And look how I'm holding my pencil. It's really loose, very loose. And I happen to like to use the Crayola colored pencils. They are super cheap and they're available anywhere. So I'm holding my pencil extremely close, extremely loose. Now, if I was to put a center line, it would be right here, but this would be your first step in, this is probably one of the most important steps, is get that center line accurate. So this is a 3/4 view because we see more on one side. So push this over here to the right just a little bit and then bring that center line down. So that's really your first step in getting your proportions, because it's all going to hang on that. Another mistake that many beginners make is they flatten the face. So way to get the flatten is to get your skull right, to get the sides of your head. So the way I do that is I come over here. Here's a temple. The temple is right here. You can feel it with your fingers there. There's the temple on one side, and then here is his temple on the other side. Again, holding it lightly. So this is called the T of the face. So right here, let's draw the side of his head. Okay, keeping it light. Side of his head. And let's get this side over here. Now this is interesting. A lot of times when I see a portrait, I can always see like a very straight line. So if you look to the left of his head, it is a very straight line. Now there's this thing goes in and out, but I could drop a straight line here to help give me some guidance. Okay, right down in this quadrant, let's get our first placement. This is going to be his ear. So just kind of keep it light. Don't go too heavy on me yet. Then you can see the back of his head is coming down just like this. Keep it nice and loose. What I need you all to do right now, we're going to take a quick pause, and I want you to, let me get up here. I have a couple questions. I have a question I want you to answer for me. If you could spend a day drawing with any artist, living or dead, which artist would it be? And I want you to comment in the video right now. Take a quick second. not in the chat, but in the comment. And if you can't get at it, then just put that along the side and you can do it when the video is over. But make sure you also like the video. You know how important that is. All right, let's keep going here. It's always weird trying to sell my own stuff, but you know us YouTubers, we got to do it, right? So make sure you like the video and share it to your friends. Subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. All right, here's my brow line. Let's come down here, brow line to our nose. Now, first, let's look at the bottom of the ear. Okay, look in the picture, bottom of the ear, right here at the earlobe. Look how the bottom of the nose almost lines up directly with that. You see, it's just a little bit higher. So let's just drop a little line right there. How do you know the distance between the eyes? Mine are either too big. Well, you shouldn't have drawn the eyes yet, Anne. Okay, you haven't. You gotta. We need some more objects on here to get that. But typically, the outside part of the wings of the nose will line up with the tear ducts of the eye. Okay, and that will usually give you the distance in between the eyes. And our eyes are 3 apart, so the distance between the eyes is like, you know, that is the distance of the width of an eye. So, but we can establish that by how it lines up with the wings of the nose. But we'll get there. All right. Look at from the brow line to the bottom of the nose. Now, look at the picture here. Visualize that distance and then come down here and put another line. Now, I think if I look closely at this, visually in my head, this is almost like, it's almost at the bottom of his chin. Okay, his chin I think is a little bit lower than that. So this would be another measurement that I'm looking for. From the bottom of his nose, all right, usually the mouth is 1/3 of the distance down. So we'll just kind of do this little thing just like that. Yeah, I'll help you with the eyes in just a second. Also, another measuring for the eyes, and this is general, is sometimes the width of the nose. This equals the width of the eye. Okay, so we got the chin, the mouth, the bottom of the nose, the brow line. Let's come in here now and establish the nose. I come up here to the top, and the first thing I like to do is to draw the glabella. Now, look where I drew it. I drew it so it's more 3/4 view, meaning I showed more on this side than that side right there. Okay, let's come down here now and get his nose. So when I'm going to draw his nose, I'm going to start with the middle, the bulb, the middle area here. I'm just kind of looking at that shape. And then I can add the wings to this. Now, it's 3/4, so I'm going to see this wing. I'm going to see this one over here now is going to be a lot more. I'm going to see less of it. Lightly, I'm going to add a little bit of tone up here on the glabella. Now, Anne had a great question. Now, this is where we can establish the width of the eyes. So from this wing up here, I'm going to come up here and put a little dot right here, because that right there is going to be my eye line. And a lot of this is going to be, it's relative to what we're drawing here. You have to, these are just general proportions. Okay, this here is like now this isn't the whole eyeball. This is kind of the whole eye socket area. And I see this, in my mind, I'm seeing this as a sphere. So this brings up the third area where I think people make mistake often. That's overworking or over detailing too early. Get your proportions down first before you start detailing. Then get them in general before you start detailing them out. So there's that eyeball right there. And I'm still very eyelid. Still keeping my drawing very light. I may have even made this too wide, but that's okay. We'll just kind of roll with it. All right, time to get this pupil in, and now look at that pupil's kind of small in this area here, but it's it just touches the lower eyelid there just a bit. So I'm just going to come in here very lightly, add just a little bit of tone there. And then the other side, now I'm paying close attention to the negative space over here, and this guy has a little bit of a cross-eyed thing going here. Okay, now look at this lower eyelid. You see how it's like it's wrapping around. It's wrapping around the eyelid, the eyeball. Same thing over here. This one also is like wrapping around. I'm just keeping my drawing super light. I'm not even going dark yet. Let's drop these eyebrows in. And if you're looking for a great place with a great group of people to draw with, you should join our Facebook group. I will put a link. You can find a link in the description, but I will also add a link to the I'll add a link to the comments as soon as this video is over. Okay, let's get the ball of the mouth here. Ball of the mouth. Ball of the mouth comes right behind the lower end of the nostrils here, and draw this lightly. I remember reading this someplace, and I don't know if I learned it in my early days or when I learned it, but the phrase construction gives way to likeness. That's something I've always thought about. And what that means is focus on the construction of the face, all of these elements that I'm talking about, and don't even worry about trying to make it look like the person. Just focus on the construction, and the likeness will take care of itself. Okay, let's get his lips in. Now, where does this, I'm on my paper, I'm looking, where does the edge of this lip right here, that lines up almost just outside the nose here. And this one is going out just a little further than this over here. So let's, corners of the lips, bam, and there's one over here. Now the lip is made up of 3 parts. So you have this little center section. You can see it on our gentleman there. All right, so we got that. Hold on here. Oh, we have the leaves. The people come. The city comes and vacuums the leaves up in our yard, and so, boy, our cat just despises that. So he'll run up here in my studio, and I have to open a drawer in the dresser here so he can crawl into one of the drawers. All right, so there's his upper lip. Now, look at the shape. Look at the shape of the opening of his mouth, all right? Look at the shape of the opening in his mouth. That's what we want to match right now. So I'm just going to kind of come down here. And then all right, so there's the shape of the opening of his mouth. And now I'm going to go like a medium value. I'm going to show you how to draw teeth real quick. Medium value in there. And then I'm going to go back, and this medium value ends up being the value of his teeth. So now I'm going to go back in and go real dark in the negative spaces, but leave the shape of his teeth. Okay, let's get that lower lip now. And then, like, I've just drawn the lower lip, and now instead of, I'm going to put a shade underneath this, right like this. And you can see it in the picture, actually. We'll come back in with a little bit more detail, but we're just working our way down. Okay, I got his basic face down here. Now, let's think of, like, we're going to add now the weight to his face, okay? So first thing is, I'm just going to think of, like, if I was going to add, I'm going to think of this as pieces of clay. Little core shadow there, so it gets lighter underneath here. And I'm looking at this whole area here. So let's see here. Holding my pencil very lightly. leave this for right now because I want to get those glasses right. Now, look, this is he's kind of turning his head towards us. So I think the center of his body is kind of like over here. So this is where we're going to get this t-shirt coming over here, and then it goes underneath. And then look at that shoulder. Where's that shoulder? That shoulder is pointing right to his mouth. So we could do that on that side. And then down here, look, we could use this negative space here. Okay. Now let's put hair on his body. Well, you don't like that, do you? Let's put hair on. Let's put a hair on his head here, and think of it as a wig. Okay. I'm just gonna use some straight lines here. Look at that. Just straight lines. It's just a wig. Okay. Okay, let's get this. Let's get these glasses in, because these glasses are going to help us. Now notice the position of this eye on the left-hand lens here. The lens kind of is coming in over here, right? And how far this lens goes way out, way out. Don't cheat it. Don't cheat us. Give us the full lens there. And then over here, this lens is going to come right about there, right? And how far out? It's going to come out about over there. All right, there's the bridge. There's his glasses going across the top there. Let's just break these shapes down. Just get the shape. No one is ever going to see this picture. So even if yours doesn't look that great, no worries. Another thing about portraits that I want you to really kind of put this in the back of your head is they take years to master, all right? Portraits are hard and they're not easy. I'm telling you the truth. And when you see people online just bang these things out and it looks like they do it with ease, well, I bet you they've been drawing these portraits for a long time. So don't be so hard on yourself. Okay, now look at this, right here. This is why I wanted to wait to put it in, because look at the reflection. You see the way that the lens is causing the head to come in just a little bit, just like this, and then you get the outside is over here. You see. And then these glasses are adding a bit of a tone, so I'm just going to add a bit of a tone over everything. So this would be the second, we've just finished the second phase of our drawing here. So what we did was we drew our gesture first, and now we've worked through everything. This is what I'd call the construction phase. And now it's on to phase 3, the final phase, where we start detailing, because we have basically our things in place. Now we could start adding surface lines and value, and we could start sharpening some of our image up. So I always like to, I'm going to jump into the eyes right here, and I'm just going to look closely and start adding some darker lines here. Now, this is a good, underneath the eyelid, there's a little bit of a highlight. You can kind of see it. So we definitely want to try and capture that. And the way that we do that is that I'm going to darken the area that is not the highlight. So the white of his eye is pretty dark back here. So I'm going to go ahead and add some tone there. And then underneath this little reflection on his eyelid, look at that right there. You see that? And then I'm going to add tone underneath here. And now you can see what has happened. I've got that little white mark there. All right, let's jump over to the other side now. Get that eyelid there. Okay, now if I look closely at this pupil, if I look closely at this eye, I can see there's a little bit of a reflection up top here. So I'm going to come in here and first just leave that reflection. All right, there's my reflection there. And if I look closely, now I can see there's a pupil. Whites of his eyes are relatively dark, so let's add some value there. All right, and the same thing here. This bottom of this, he's getting that nice highlight here. So we want to make sure we darken everything around it. And there's quite a nice shadow underneath here as well. Make sure that you, before we're done, make sure you like the video. And in the comments, please add a comment of like a living artist or a dead artist that you would like to go hang out with, right? All right. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of tone here to get this eyebrow on this side. I'm just, look at me, just kind of working my pencil in here. Okay, I'm going to move to his nose. The dude's a young doodler and has worked on some amazing projects. Vex. Okay, cool. I'll have to check that out. Okay. Okay, look at this now. Look at these cheeks here now. These cheeks are really coming out here like this. See, now I'm just kind of working as I go down. Now this upper lip has quite dark value on it, so I've got to... And it's really defined here. Let's get a nice sharp line. Vex. Oh, hey, Patty, how you doing? I'm glad that you're here. Okay, how we doing? We're doing good. All right. Yep, make sure you guys, let's see, what else can we do here? Facebook group. I'm trying to remind everyone of all the good stuff that we have. Our Facebook group is, how long have we had it? I think we've had it for 4 years now. And it's just a great group of artists who are so uplifting. I think sometimes it's the best place on the internet. Because sometimes people can be so darn cruel. And putting your art out there is like almost, putting your laundry out where everyone can see it, huh? Yes, let me do that right now. Let's see here. I'm going to add that. I'm going to add the link also. I'll add that link in the comments as well. So as soon as we're done here. It's a private group, which is nice as well, because a lot of people don't want to have family seeing what they're drawing, or friends or whatnot. So there's a couple questions that I ask you to answer, and just put those in there, and we'll be in business, and I'll let you in. Okay, so now I'm just look at me. I'm holding my pencil relatively light. Great. Let me just jump in here and Okay. Jehannezebeb, I think that's right. Forgive me if I said that wrong, but I just got you in, my friend. All right. We have I haven't really officially announced this yet, but we do have a new class I'm going to come out with on, I think, the week after Thanksgiving about drawing people in the public. And we're going to focus really on that. Okay, how are we doing here? You're like, what? Yep, haven't quite made that big announcement yet, but we'll do it in the Facebook group. Okay. I think I'm done with that one there. We'll call it, Jehannezeb, yeah, yay. Okay, I'm going to screenshot that, my friend. Jehannezeb. All right. I'll do my best, okay, my friend. Jehannezeb. I say Jehannezeb. Jehannezeb. All right. Hey, thanks for watching, everyone. My name's Kurt. I'm a dad who draws. Join our Facebook group. Check out our some of the other things that we're offering there. And I'm glad that you're here. Make sure you like the video. Much appreciated. I got it right. Excellent. We'll see you guys later. Have a great afternoon. Okay. We'll see you next week, everyone. Bye-bye.